Hi, I'm MC Campbell. Thank you so much for taking the time out to listen to my videos. And I just want to remind you guys, send me an email. Give me your feedback. I want to hear from you. mcamp1011 at AOL.com. This is MC's Wisdom. Tonight's topic is going to be on marriage. Now, folks, you have to know that marriage is designed and instituted by God. It hasn't been instituted by man. It's a covenant. It's a sacred covenant that as couples we need to make sure that we're pleasing God in all that we do. Now, I want to just give you some verses and just different translations so that you'll know clearly what a marriage should be and what God expects for us to do in the marriage. So they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no one separate. Let no one split apart. Let no one separate. Let no one divide or do anything that would cause division in the marriage, because it is God's ordained idea. Now, we know that marriage is a covenant. It's not a contract. We got to make sure that you know that. But just know that the hardest part in making a godly marriage work, folks, the first step is the leaving part. Now, you know, the Bible tells us in Genesis chapter 2 that we should leave and cleave. Now, the first step in establishing a marriage covenant is leaving all other relationship. All other relationship, I say it again and again, including the closest ones, even mother and father. The Bible says this is God talking. He knows what he's talking about, folks, okay? He says, therefore, a man leaves his father and mother. And this, of course, does not mean leaving permanently, but this means leave the attachment of your family, leave that behind, and cleave. We're talking about cleaving now, and cleaving is the second essential component of a marriage covenant, cleaving. Therefore, a man leaves his father and mother and cleaves to his wife, Genesis 2:24. A leaving must, folks, must occur before a cleaving can take place. This process requires divine wisdom. Now, a man and a woman must leave all lesser relationships for the purpose of cleaving. And I'm telling you, folks, that's a hard thing to do, especially when you have dysfunctional families involved in your family background. That leaving and cleaving is very difficult. But if we want to please God, if we want to commit our marriage and our lives to God, we have to do it His way. We have to do it His way. And just remember that cleaving is like gluing, a stickness, a stick togetherness. A cement type of thing. You stick together as one. When you see two, it's really one. When one hurts, the other one hurts. That's what the cleaving is all about. And right now, man has tried to redefine marriage, and we're not going to get into all the other components that the world talks about, but we have to zero in and focus in on what God's word says about marriage. We must please God in obedience to Him. And it's God's idea, it's God's design, and we must obey Him at all times. Again, my name is MC Griffin Campbell. Shoot me an email, mcamp1011 at AOL.com. Protect your marriage and your mate.